So earlier today, Sony announced that Ghost of Tsushima is going to come to PC. And it's trending right now because now a lot of people that saw this game come out and were excited about it are finally going to get a chance to play it, and they're going to get a chance to play it on the superior hardware. I think this is great news. A lot of people that never got the chance to play this game are going to get the chance to play it, and they're going to get to play the better-looking version, which is what the director's cut is. This is basically the PS5 version. So I think this is great. Should have came out sooner, in my opinion, but this game is going to bring Sony in even more money. This game was really funny when it came out because it caused a little bit of a stir in Western media, and I'm kind of wondering if that's going to kick back up now because of the fact that, well, Ghost of Tsushima was not made in Japan. That's right, it was made in the West. It's a Western game, even though it's definitely a love letter to samurai movies and stuff like that. And they took a lot of time to make sure that this game was done right. Like I said, it's a love letter to Japan, their history, their culture, their films. It's basically made by a lot of people that love Japanese samurai movies and stuff like that. They did a great job with this movie. Everybody seemed to like it, except Western journalists who are mad because there were white people that worked on it. And because of that, Western media had a massive meltdown over this game. This article's from, all these articles I'm going to show you are from a few years ago because that's when all this went down. There was a huge cultural moment over this game in the West because journalists were pissed that not only was the game good, but it sold well. So all of these media losers went out, like Kotaku, VG247, went out and talked about how this game was cultural appropriation and they should have got all of these consultants like Sweet Baby and shit to make this game, quote unquote, authentic. Well, it didn't matter what they said because, well, the game sold well. 2.4 million copies in 3 days. This is from 2020. The game has come out as a director's cut since on PS5, so it sold again on PS5 when they remastered it, and now it's going to sell again on PC. This game was a success. But this isn't even the best part about all of this. So they were going insane over this game, calling it a cultural appropriation moment and getting offended for Japan. And then the game came out in Japan and was the biggest Western release at the time in the country. And they loved it, praised it, were surprised that a Western company could have such love for their culture. They celebrated it, showing you once again that woke dummies don't reflect the world. So a bunch of Western people got upset for Japan, and Japan gave them a giant middle finger. It was actually really hilarious. Sold well over there. And because Japanese audiences enjoyed the game, Western critics got upset. The biggest one was from Kotaku, published an article discussing how Ghost of Tsushima was being praised by Japanese critics, mad that they weren't upset because they were upset. Oh, I can't believe the Japanese people like this. They should be upset like we are. Why aren't they upset? We're upset for them. So then they went on to attack Japanese people, attack people for finding out how Japan feels about it. Woke people that were born in America, that were Asian, were upset that people were asking people in Japan, the country that they don't live in, why they aren't mad that they're upset. It was a really funny situation, a big old meltdown on social media, saying that it's wrong. This game should have had 35 Asian consultants on it from Japan or born in America, from people that have never lived in Japan to see how they feel about it. It was really funny. Literally, anyone who criticizes this game is now going to have to deal with pointing out bullshit like this from Japanese nationals because their opinion invalidates our own. I'm so furious. So many people have been dying for games to be taken more seriously, and the second that happens, they realize what all that entails. I'm so tired. I'm so exhausted because Japanese nerdum media has had a problem with glorifying Japanese nationalism for like basically forever. And it's not like it's a secret that Japanese fascists exist. They were calling them Nazis and shit because they liked a PlayStation game. This was a real discourse that happened. So I'm wondering if it's going to happen again because you know when this game comes out for Steam, it's going to sell like gangbusters. It's going to rise to the top of the charts. Everybody's going to be praising it because so many people are going to find this game for the first time. I'm not even kidding. And you know they will. So many people are going to sit down and play this game for the first time. Here's another one. I said, well, okay. This is from Forbes. Okay, the game sold well. Here's what Sucker Punch can do to fix this situation. What they can do is make the sequel star a woman. Then there was articles like this from Paste. This was one of my favorites. 3 samurai game soundtracks to bump instead of playing Ghosts. This is a real article, by the way, saying you can buy these soundtracks instead of playing this game. That's what you need to do. You need to bump these because, well, you shouldn't be playing this game because Sucker Punch's big samurai game of the year is finally out, and I couldn't care less about whether it's dope or not. A big open world with a hokey, arguably racist approach to samurai aesthetic. A game that sure sounds like it's all too willing to fall in with imperialist ideology in pursuit of expensive AAA Orientalist At best, Ghost of Tsushima sounds boring. So, I welcome this game to Steam, and I think a lot of people are going to find a good game for the first time. I've played this game. It is awesome. It's an awesome game. One of the best on PlayStation. So, I think it's pretty cool. A lot of people are going to get to play this for the first time. So, it is a recommend. In my opinion, if you've got Steam, pick it up when it comes out. That's my advice. And maybe, just maybe, we'll get another spectacular meltdown. Critics knocked this game down in its review scores because it was made by white people. I'm not making that up. That's a real thing that happened. You can go to the Metacritic and go look at all those scores. You're going to have to read them because they still gave it good scores, but some of them they downgraded the score a little bit because it was made by a Western studio. That's a real thing that happened. That's what made it so hilarious. But they got offended for Japan, and then Japan loved it. I think some of the developers, this happened years ago, so I might be a little bit off, but I'm pretty sure the actual island named some bridge after a developer or something because they were so happy about this game. That's what made all of this so great. Because a bunch of dumb, woke morons got offended for Japan, and Japan was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Gave him a giant finger, honored the developers, and bought the shit out of this game. Because they loved their culture. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my locals, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.